Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in yet another video on this channel. And in today's video, we will be looking at the astrological combinations for having a career in the field of medicines or in the profession of medicines. Okay, so in the last video that I did on the astrological combinations of spirituality, someone actually messaged me saying that I should also reveal the astrological combinations for becoming successful or having a career in the medical profession. So here it is. Okay. But then before we go to the meat of the topic, kindly understand one term which comes from the Jaimini Sutras, and that is the term called Karakamsha. Okay. So Karakamsha is the placement of the Atma Karaka in the Navamsha chart. Okay. Let's say you have, and this scheme is the 8 Charakaraka scheme of Rahu as well. Okay, so always remember that you will include Rahu in the planetary cabinet of Atma Karakas. Okay, and why to include Rahus? I have done a detailed video, you know, clearing the misconception that Rahu must be included in the, in the Charakaraka scheme, which is the 8 Charakaraka scheme. So a lot of astrologers, they don't include Rahu as the Atma Karaka, but it is very important to include it because that is what Parashara also says. Okay, so that video of why you should include Rahu is there in the, in the video list. Please go there and see why Rahu should be included. I've given all the textual reference as well. So as I said, Karakamsha is the Navamsha placement of your Atma Karaka. Let's say your Atma Karaka is Mars, and Mars goes to Taurus Amsha, or the Amsha of Taurus, or the sign of Taurus in the Navamsha. So in that case, Taurus becomes your Karaka Amsha. Okay, so you have to remember this term because I'll be using this frequently, in this video. Okay, so firstly, before going into the complicated Gemini sutras, the usual combinations of people being in a medical field. Okay, so the first combination is Jupiter in the sixth house. This is a very common combination where I've seen people having Jupiter in the sixth house and going into the medical field. The next common combination is a connection of the sixth, eighth, and 12th lords with the second and the fourth houses or its lords. Okay, a connection of the sixth, eighth, and 12th lords or houses with the second and fourth houses or lords. So this is another combination. Again, for the medical science, the Karaka is always Jupiter. Okay, and Ketu signifies medical practitioners. Okay, so if Jupiter, Ketu, and the Sun are somehow connected in a horoscope, then it also becomes a very significant combination for being in the medical profession. Okay, so these are the most usual combinations. Now coming to the Jaimini Sutrams, the Jaimini says that when Moon and Venus together are in the Karakamsha Lagna, or the Moon is getting a Rashi aspect by Venus. Okay, remember Rashi aspect, not the Graha Drishti, the Rashi Drishti of Venus, then the person can be dealing in the field of drugs, in the field of chemicals. Okay, so there are two different aspects. One is the Graha Drishti, and then there is the Rashi Drishti. So I would suggest that you go and check what these two drishtis are. Okay, I have a series of videos on the basic, on the basic tidbits of Vedic astrology. There are almost 48 videos there. Okay, 1 hour each. So there I have discussed aspects in details. Please go through one of those videos and you will understand what Rashi Drishti and Graha Drishti mean. They are very, very different. Okay, so most people, they call Rashi Drishti as Jaimini Drishti as well, but it is not correct to say that. So please go through these videos and you will understand what Rashi Drishti is. Okay, second Jaimini Sutra that gives this combination for a doctor is that if Moon is in the Karakamsha and is getting aspected by Mercury, then also the person has a potential to become a medical practitioner. Okay. Again, another combination mentioned by Jaimini is that if the second and the fifth house from Karakamsha in the Navamsha get the aspects of Mercury, Venus, or Moon, then it is a combination for becoming a doctor. Okay. Again, Jaimini says that if the Karakamsha Lagna is getting aspected by Venus and Moon, in that case, a native can be an expert in chemicals or medicinal manufacturing. Okay. Again, Gemini says that if Rahu and Sun are associated with any planet in the Karakamsha Lagna, then the native becomes an expert in poisons. Okay, remember in the modern day usage, poison also means drugs. Okay. Again, respected astrologer Sri K.N. Raoji, he uses a term called the drugged moon. Okay, so drugged moon is a condition when the moon is afflicted by planets like Sun or Mars or Saturn or Rahu. Okay, remember these are the planets that can cause the moon to be drugged, right? So if the moon gets afflicted by these planets, Saturn, Mars, Sun, Rahu, and Ketu, in that case also it can give a combination for becoming a doctor. Okay, so please check these principles. Do let me know in the feedback section whether it works for you or not. And please share this video with someone who you think is going to benefit from this knowledge. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like the content, and as always, I'll see you soon in yet another video. Namaste. Om Gurave Namaha.